about some concerning things that I've seen floating around the internet lately. Some different crime cases or alleged possible family interactions that are very sus, stuff like that. So let's pop in some pure gum and get into it. First, you know the drill. You know the deal. We gotta do some channel maintenance, channel hygiene, channel our Tamagotchis. So, if you're new here, welcome to my nonsense. If you're old here, welcome back. Oh geez. If you're new here, please consider hitting subscribe. And if you're old here, go double check, make sure you're subscribed. Hit the like if you like, leave a comment. It could be anything related to the video. It could just be a hello, a few emojis, whatever, as long as it's cool and respectful. Hit the notification bell. As always, I've linked my tip jars down yonder in the description box. No pressure whatsoever, but every $1 or $2 helps. That is what allows me to continue to make content. Also, you are invited to my Patreon. I know not everybody can come, but you can't say you weren't invited. The link to my Patreon is down below, and I post a lot over there. If you want extra content, but you don't want to leave the platform, you can join YouTube memberships by clicking join below or going to my channel page and clicking the join button. That is content that is exclusive to YouTube members. Alright. So we've got a couple things here. The first one is this mother-daughter pair. There's actually two daughters, a mom and her two teenage or early 20s daughters. But she's been interacting with them online since they were teenagers. And mother also has a boyfriend or a husband, right? Anyway, this mother-daughter group, the mom started an OnlyFans, and then so did her daughter, which, okay, whatever. But then they started posting, check out me and my mom. And people were like, wait, what? They were doing collabs, okay? Sexually explicit collabs. Like they were taking showers together and stuff. And the mom, she went by She Is Texas, I guess, on TikTok. Anyway, the mom and one of the daughters start this content, and somebody notices, like, hold up, that's the stepdad filming this content. So effed up, all of, like, how many ways can a family be effed up? And she, I guess, allegedly she justified it by saying, well, that's not my real dad. Okay, so you referred to him as dad for the last couple years. Also, she had made a post saying, like, yeah, that's not her bio, like, way before she had made a post saying it's not her bio dad, but he adopted her, so now it's her dad. So, like, wait a second, you said it was. Like, it's all, and I hesitate to even say she should know better, because clearly, maybe she shouldn't. Maybe they've all been, to think that this is normal. Now, remember, there was two daughters, right? I saw footage of the other daughter, who's a mom now. She became a mom at 17, right? I believe. She was like all sunburned. She was very fair, and I guess she went to the tanning bed for like 10 minutes, and she came out all sunburned. And you see, like, stepdad rubbing aloe or whatever on her shoulders and stuff. This is post-baby, and she already has a baby of her own. And she's like, she stands up and she's like, oh my god, look at me. And she's just in like a little, like, maybe sports bra and mini shorts, booty shorts kind of. And you see stepdad open the waistband on the back checking and vetting. Okay, wait, we said no to this, so why are you on here doing it? We're not allowing that. But in Texas, you're not allowed to do that kind of stuff with your mom. Or there should be some criminal charges filed, you know. Anyway, the OF daughter and mom took a break from the internet, but now I guess they're back and seemingly unbothered. I don't know. Then we have this like 40-some-year-old mom that got pregnant by her kid's boyfriend now. This is crazy. So this lady that's like, I don't know, she was 37 or 40 something. I don't know. She's a mom of teenagers, right? She goes to her daughter's 8th grade dance. Her daughter's date at this time, her daughter's boyfriend or date or whatever, is the guy that she ends up getting pregnant by. This happened in Illinois. She must have, I don't know when she approached him or how long the daughter was dating this 14-year-old boy. Now, his family took him out of state. I don't think they knew anything about anything. They just moved. But he was flying back or getting dropped off to stay with this family. I'm sure the parents thought to stay with his girlfriend, which shouldn't have been the case anyways, right? But the whole time he's actually staying with this lady, like, in a hotel. And she ends up getting pregnant. Meanwhile, when he was like on his trips back in town, she was telling her hairdresser and her tanning lady, like, you gotta make me look perfect for my boyfriend. She was saying he was coming back from the army, and that's why nobody could meet him because he travels a lot, but they're so in love, and that they're gonna try for a baby and everything. And how is she not locked up, right? I don't know. Oh, because it's all alleged. They have to go to trial, right? He ended up coming to live with them. They took a maternity photo shoot. Yes, a maternity photo shoot with a 14-year-old boy, and you're in your late 30s, early 40s. She just told the photographer, no, he just has a baby face. He's in his 20s. He just has a baby face. He's living at the house. He's like man of the house. He lives in the master bedroom. He's trying to order the other kids around, and they're like, this is not our dad. It's literally my ex-boyfriend. The baby was born. DNA tests have been done. It is his baby. Apparently his grandparents posted a picture with him and the baby, and like they're so proud to have their great-grandbaby. Which, I mean, I don't even know what you would do. Like, you can't abandon the baby because of the situation, but also I don't know, like, are you supposed to post? I don't know. It's so far out of anything I've ever pondered that I just don't even know if they should be posting this baby, or I'm lost. I do think that there are finally criminal charges involved because can't the state bring them themselves? This is clearly, there's evidence that the baby exists. The DNA proves that there was a interaction that's not supposed to be had between a grown adult and a child. And we've got the Anna Kepreynner case, which is crazy. Anna Kepreynner, 18-year-old cheerleader, she goes on a cruise with her bio dad and newish stepmom, and then a couple, like it's her, and then I think it's 2 stepbrothers, or it's her brother, and anyway, there's 1 stepbrother for sure, and that is who they're looking at. That is the person of interest, is the stepbrother, because he had a weird crush on her. Anna's dad started messing with this girl, this one, when she was 15 years old. And then they went on to get married, and she was her stepmom for many years. So that's all. I don't even know what to say about that. Of course, Anna's gonna have this connection to her, but she should have never been there in the first place. Her dad shouldn't have been dating a 15-year-old. And then the newest stepmom, who seems like a real winner herself, and probably not a good parent, because they were saying like, okay, here's the thing. They were like, okay, they think possibly on this cruise ship the teenagers had their own room and that they were allowed to drink. But I'm like, I can see getting teenagers their own room in under another circumstance, but not if the dynamic is sketchy, you know? And then also drinking, like, were they allowed to drink or did they drink? Because those are two different things. Kids do find ways to do stuff without their parents knowing. We know this. Have you been a kid? But I tend to lean more on the they were shitty parents on this one. Yeah. And then I had one more. Oh my god, this one is crazy. This is not recent. Apparently this happened during the pandemic. But this lady, there was a tech business in Austin, and they had all been sent home because, you know, the virus. And they had to have these meetings with 290 employees on Zoom calls, right? They had just got a new CEO. She was from some other business, but the new CEO was a black lady. It was the company's first black woman CEO. Now, she's on there talking in her little Zoom box, right? The CEO is. Now, this lady, I think her name was Veronica something. You see her box over there. Well, she had been texting. You know how, like, if you're on a Zoom call and you're, like, texting on the side, texting one of your work partners. So she's texting one of her work buddies, like, oh, I can't believe the nerve of this woman, blah, 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 right? That's what she's texting the other lady, but the other lady's not responding. So she calls her on speakerphone. The lady doesn't answer because she's tuned into this meeting. But I still am interested to hear, like, what conversations they had before, why she would feel this comfortable saying this stuff around the other work lady. Well, she doesn't realize that she's not on mute, and she is literally walking around the room saying the most racist shit. And everybody starts typing, you know, Veronica, you're not on mute. I wouldn't even give her the chance. I would have been like, I would have locked up the chat so nobody could tell her. I want to hear it all. She's saying like, oh, she only got CEO because we had to meet a quota and all kinds of stuff like that. see y'all real soon.